Top 50 greatest rappers of all time, updated for 2022. Third anniversary, third list. If you want to watch the other 2 years, they're linked in the comments below. As always, this list is very subjective. This is just my opinion. I know everyone's opinion will be different, so I would love to hear yours in the comments below. Other than that, let's get to my top 50 greatest rappers of all time in 2022. Starting things off, kicking this list off at number 50, I got Slick Rick. 49, I do have Logic. I kept him in this list. I've said all along, I know some might disagree. I just love his flow, his storytelling abilities, and his ability to do diverse projects like Under Pressure, Young Sinatra tapes, the Bobby Tarantino tapes. I know his projects recently, besides No Pressure, haven't been as top tier, but his skills are still there. Number 48, I have Rapsody. She's an absolute queen. I think the fact that she is old school, but came in the game in the 2010s is very fascinating to me. 47, Busta Rhymes. 46, Krayzie Bone, love Bone Thugs and Harmony. 45, I have 50 Cent, and at 44, I do have Drake. This is a new entry for me. I know some of you old school hip hop heads will heavily disagree, but the numbers just don't lie, okay? Billboard records broken, streaming records absolutely shattered. You may not like his new school style at all and his melodic style, but the execution is there overall, and I just can't leave him off this list anymore. Number 43, I have another new entry in Kid Cudi. I absolutely love Kid Cudi. I think his Man on the Moon albums and his Indicud album did solidify his spot on this list. He's the Lord of the Sad and Lonely. He provides the vibes, he provides the hums, and his sound is just so unique like no other, and being different is what really stands out to me. His uniqueness and relatability to mental health issues, for me, easily puts him on this list now. Number 42, I have Mac Miller. Like I said last year, I absolutely think he deserves to be here. 41, I got Kool G Rap, and at 40, I have Cameron. 39, we got another new entry from me, and I'm going with Boldy James. I definitely think a couple of these Griselda artists for sure need to be on this list, and Boldy James is just one of them. I think his work with Alchemists is just absolutely classic, and I think his old school feel makes every old school fan feel great about his skills. 38, I'm going with Eazy-E. 37, I'm going with Aesop Rocky. I personally love Aesop Rocky. I think his sound is amazing. 36, I got Chuck D from Public Enemy, of course. I can't have this list without having Chuck D. I think Public Enemy is one of the greatest rap groups of all time. 35, I have Q-Tip, of course, with his work from A Tribe Called Quest. It's absolutely legendary. 34, I got Killer Mike. I think not only his solo projects speak for themselves, but so does his work with Run the Jewels. I think Run the Jewels is a really cool duo, and I love their music. 33, I have Miss Lauryn Hill. You can't have this list without her. And at number 32, I have yet another new entry with Aesop Rock. Dude's been going at it since 1999, and he's been around way longer than I originally thought he has. I think he has a unique flow and delivery, and his sound might be an acquired taste. I think it is very old school, but maybe his delivery is an acquired taste. I don't know. Something about it is. It took me a few listens to really understand him, but I think the penmanship is undeniable. 31, I have Prodigy. I think Prodigy's a legend. 30, I have Big Boy, of course, from Outkast. I had him in the 40s last year, but I'm putting him in the top 30 because I do think his skills were overshadowed by Andre 3000. 29, I have Big L, and at 28, another new entry with Benny the Butcher. Benny the Butcher is my personal favorite rapper from Griselda. Absolutely love his abilities. I think over the course of the last 5 years, I think he's quickly put his name up top with the best of the best. I think his storytelling abilities really make him stand out, and also the rate of music that he's putting out is outstanding to me. Not to mention his Tana Talk series is an absolute must listen. At number 27, I have Freddie Gibbs, which is a new entry. I definitely should have had Freddie Gibbs in last year's top 50, but somewhere it just slipped my mind. Oops. But Freddie is right up there with Benny. I think his work with Madlib and Alchemist is flawless. I think Freddie Gibbs has a great tone of voice. He just has one of those pure raw hip hop voices. His flow and his penmanship are fantastic. You know, he talks about things that are hard to talk about, and Pinata, Bandana, and Alfredo are all projects that definitely set him apart from other rappers. 26, I have Lil Wayne. Listen, I know his discography is a bit all over the place, but you can't deny what he did in the 2000s at all, and his wordplay might be the best wordplay out of anyone on this list. So we're getting into the top 25 here, top half of this list, and at number 5, I have Mos Def. I think his Black on Both Sides album alone puts him in the top 25. Number 4, I'm going with AZ. Once again, I think AZ is very, very underrated and for sure deserves to be in the top 25. At 23, I have J. Cole. I don't care if you think J. Cole is boring. I don't care if you don't like him. I think J. Cole is an absolute legend. I think he tells it how it is. I think J. Cole is as real as it gets. I think 2014 Forest Hills Drive and For Your Eyes Only are classic hip hop albums. And I really think Cole deserves to be top 25. 22, I have Snoop Dogg, of course. 21, KRS-One. Number 20, I have DMX. I think DMX is the most hype rapper of all time. I think the strength of his delivery may have overshadowed his pen a bit, so for that he gets top 20. 19, I have Run from Run DMC. 18, Scarface. 17, Big Pun. Absolutely love Big Pun, one of those classic hip hop voices. 16, I have Ghostface Killah. 15, I'm going with Ice Cube. And I have Ice Cube up in the top 15 because of his lyrical ability with his pen, you know, always writing for other rappers. I just think that Ice Cube was definitely a pioneer for penmanship in general. 14, I'm going with Method Man. 13, I'm going with Raekwon. I absolutely love Raekwon. His work with Wu-Tang Clan alone would put him up in the top 15, but Only Built for Cuban Links album definitely gets him this 13 spot. At number 12, I'm going with Tupac. I really didn't realize how polarizing he was in terms of his music. Apparently, some people are turned off by his posthumous releases. I don't think that's really his fault, and I don't think that really takes away anything from his ability to rap. Like, he was so poetic and just so flawless with his rhymes. I definitely think he deserves top 12 still. Number 11, I'm going with Redman. I think his longevity is definitely underrated. I mean, all the way from What the Album to Red Gone Wild is absolutely great. I think he kept up with the times and that, you know, he even still had the skills in the late 2010s. Number 10, I have Black Thought. His freestyling abilities alone, as I said last year, should be enough to put him in the top 10. 9, I have Biggie Smalls, classic. 8, I am giving it to Rakim. I think Rakim definitely deserves to have a top 10 nod, not only from his work with Eric B, but I think The Master is a very underrated record in itself, so I got Rakim at 8. 7, I have MF Doom. 6, I'm going with Andre 3000. Once again, I can't reiterate it enough. I've never heard a bad Andre 3000 verse. I actually think he would be higher if he released solo stuff. Number 5, I have Jay-Z, obviously amazing hip hop figure. 4, I have Eminem. I don't care what anyone says. I think Eminem is one of the best to ever do it. Flow, delivery, pen, controversy, all that stuff, and I just don't think it could be denied. You know, this top 5 here, it's just always so hard. For me, it can always go any way, but at number 3, I have Ye or Kanye West. After watching Genius, it really made me appreciate Ye so much more. Obviously, you all probably know if you've been here before. If you're new, you may not know, but Kanye is my favorite rapper of all time. And if you really just look at his discography between College Dropout, Late Registration, Graduation, 808s and Heartbreak, My Beautiful Dark Twist Fantasy, Watch the Throne, Life of Pablo, Ye. I mean, his whole discography is so different from each other and outstanding and beloved all at the same time. And I think that's just a really rare thing from not only a hip hop artist, but an artist of any genre in general. So coming in at number 2, I am putting Kendrick Lamar. I do think Kendrick can be a number 1 rapper of all time one day. I just think he needs maybe 1 or 2 more classic albums. I know he's only putting out 1 more with TDE. I do hope he puts out a solo record of some sort after that, or maybe a retirement album. I don't know if Kendrick's days as a rapper are getting close to being over. It has been about 5 years or it has been 5 years since he's released a solo record. But I think if he releases another classic album, he definitely has a case for the best rapper of all time. I mean, To Pimp a Butterfly and Damn already speak for themselves. Kendrick is a genius of not only rap, but literature in general. So that leaves number 1, Nas, once again, 2 years in a row. And I think the reason he's number 1 again this year is the releases of King's Disease 2 and Magic at what? He was 47 when those albums were released. And to me, that's just mind blowing. Someone almost 50 years old still releasing music as one of the best rappers in the game. That just really doesn't happen. If he doesn't release those, I don't know if he's number 1, probably top 3. I mean, I think Nas will always be a top 5 rapper of all time for me personally. And writing Illmatic when he was, what, 19, 20? I think the dude's a genius. He was way ahead of his time. And in this moment, this current moment right now, I just see him as number 1. Obviously, we will see if that changes next year, depending on what Kendrick does, depending if Kanye puts anything out after Donda 2. I don't know. I like to switch around the list a little bit because this list is just so fluid, so subjective, and you know, any one of these rappers could be anywhere on this list at any given time. So please let me know what your list would be in the comments below. Let me know at least your top 5 or top 10, or what would you move around? Who would you put in? Who would you take out of this list? Let me know in the comments. I appreciate you for coming by. If you're still watching, hit a like if you liked the video. Subscribe to the channel. We're so close to 1,000 subscribers. I'm hoping by next year's top 50 video, we're at that 1,000 sub mark. You can follow me on Twitch, where I love to talk about music, Instagram and Twitter at EJSpark1. And as always, you know what it is. It's peace, love. I love s'mores. EJ, out.